Hello and welcome. My name is Marilisa and this is the Spool Stories Podcast. I have my notes here because it's been so long that it feels like the first time now. If you've been here before, you know that I usually make knitting and sewing content in one episode. I have decided to change that up a little bit because I find it kind of difficult to edit long podcasts. So I'm going to try and make separate podcasts for knitting and sewing to make that easier for me in the editing process mainly. In 2020, I managed to finish only 3 projects. Yes, only 3. So I'm going to show you those, and I'm going to start with what I'm wearing. And this is the Ballet Pullover by Sari Nordland, and I test knitted this for Sari a few months ago. And I'm going to check my notes because I don't remember everything. I made size 4, and this pattern is meant to be worked with an iron weight yarn, and I used worsted because I live in Greece and it's not really that cold. I don't think that I would have many opportunities to wear an iron weight pullover, so I did a worsted weight one. It is meant to be worn with 15 centimeters or 6 inches of positive ease. Mine has around 4, and it is a very size inclusive pattern. It goes from 85 to 171 centimeters bust circumference, which is a 34 to a 67 inch bust. Because I substituted the yarn for a lighter weight yarn, I ended up with tight sleeves and had to unpick them and re-knit them using the measurements for size 1. This way I got a more not so fitted sleeve. I used this yarn from Drops Big Merino. This is color number 12 and it's 100% merino wool. It's super wash, it's very soft, and as you can see, it has already started peeling a bit on the sleeve, but I expect from such a soft yarn to peel a bit after wearing. I have already worn this sweater, 4 or 5 times, not that many. We finally got some sweater weather here, which is not very often. My next finished object is also a pullover, and it is also a test knit, and it is this one. This is the Tulip Jumper by Melody Hoffman of B Mandolins Designs, and I test knitted this for her back in August. This is a very simple but very delicate design with this tulip hem. I don't know if you can see. And I knitted this pullover using Drops yarn again, and I used this grey, and I used this purpley kid mohair. For this, I made size 6 and I made a cropped version. The pattern comes in a cropped and a long version. I did the cropped because I thought that I would wear this over dresses during winter. I don't usually wear dresses during winter, and I wanted to change that, but we are already in the middle of January, and it's not happening. I'm not wearing dresses, so I will probably go back and unpick the hem and add an inch or an inch and a half to this pullover to make it more wearable with trousers. It's very soft, it's light, I don't know, the color is so easy to wear. I really like it. I made size 6, and it is meant to be worked with a DK and lace weight yarn, as I did, or with a worsted weight yarn. It is meant to be worn also with no positive or negative ease. I have about 2 inches of positive ease because I don't like tight fitting clothes, and it comes for bust sizes from 35 to 55 inches. My sleeves are a bit too loose. I will try and insert a photo here if I can for you to see. My armhole depth is quite big, so my sleeves are quite loose, and I realized that even though I did a gauge swatch, my gauge changed, so that's why I have a big armhole depth. Some other testers had this problem as well, with the sleeves being a little bit too loose for this design, and since she released that, she changed the sleeves so you won't have this problem. She has accommodated for a tighter, slimmer fit on the sleeves. Now this is finished object number 2. My last finished object is a pair of socks, and here they are. I made these socks for my husband. It's the first pair of socks that I'm knitting him. He asked for them, and I knitted them using this yarn here, which is a commercial yarn as well, and it's a Katia merino tweed. I bought this yarn back in 2019, December of 2019, and I cast them on hoping to give them to him for Christmas of 2019. That didn't happen. I finished the first sock sometime, I think around January, and I only cast it on the second socks mid-December this year, but I managed to give them to him for Christmas of 2020, so he got his first pair of socks. For those, I made the vanilla latte sock pattern by Virginia Rose, slightly modified. I casted on 72 stitches. I did a 2x2 rib and then changed to a 6x2 rib for the leg. I did a heel flap and gusset and then decreased to 70 stitches, doing a 6x2 rib for the top part of the foot and just a stockinette for the bottom part. And that's it. He has requested those socks, so I'm really happy to have them done. These are my only finished objects. I have been working on several projects during this past year, but I decided to show you only the ones that I'm currently working on. and there are basically only two things. The first one is living in this beautiful bag that's new, and it's coming to the shop this week. And it's a hat. It's a hat that I've knitted before. It's the Kabuk hat by Kate and Hunter. And I really like this design. I made that hat before for my mother, and I did the small size, but no, I did the medium size. And she has a very small head, a child's size head. So I did the medium, but it was still too big for her. So I ended up wearing it myself a couple of times, but I don't have such a small head. So I gave it to my sister-in-law, and she loves it. Now I'm knitting this in this beautiful color. This is Earl Grey fibers, and it's Rose Apothecary. And I'm holding this together with mohair fiber from Drops as well. Now, this is such a beautiful yarn. Now this pattern calls for a worsted weight yarn. I caked it in two separate bowls, separate cakes. I'm holding 3 strands together, 2 strands of the yarn and a strand of mohair, so I get a worsted weight yarn this way. I'm pretty close to be done. I just started to decrease for the crown. I also have a little stitch marker there, progress keeper, that I made using polymer clay. I played around a bit and experimented, and I really can't wait for this to be over. I think I have maybe 1 or 2 afternoons work on this, and then I will be able to wear it if the temperature doesn't go crazy again, like 20 degrees Celsius. Anyway, so that's project number 1. Not much to say here. And my last work in progress, let me move this so I can show you, is a blanket. 2 years ago, I started a crochet blanket, a granny stripe blanket, using the pattern from Attic 24. Yes. And I'm using all my scraps from swaps and from advent calendars. I do advent calendar swap every year that is organized by Lay Family Yarn, and you basically swap with someone else 5-gram mini skeins, 24 5-gram mini skeins. So all these yarns are from such swaps, and I also had a beautiful parcel of mini scraps basically sent to me from Bumble Stitches. She sent a ton of yarn, and most of it is used in this blanket. So this, I'm going to try and show you the whole blanket, but before I do that, this is how much I've done. Where is it? Yes. There is a progress keeper here. I lost it again. There's a progress keeper here. So this is how much I've done this December, from this point here and up. And it's colorful, it's scrappy, it's great. It's almost done. it is almost done, and this is half the width. Okay, it's folded. I want to do a border on that and finish it, and this is going to be for my husband as well, because as I was working on it, he keeps on saying, "Is my blanket ready? Is my blanket ready?" So I think that I will give it to him. Well, basically we will all use it. It's going to be on the sofa. I think I did some things wrong. Basically, I think that the biggest mistake is that I used a 3mm hook, but still I feel that, I don't know if you can see my hand behind that. There are parts that the holes are kind of big here, and I don't know if it's going to be warm enough. Anyway, it's a almost finished object, and I learn as I go. It's the very first time I ever crocheted anything. I had no idea. I didn't even know how to train. And it's been great to have this to work this past year, because with everything that was going on, I didn't really had the brain space to work on more difficult things. I wanted mindless knitting or crocheting. I have decided to host a giveaway for you. I recently reached 1,000 followers on my Instagram page, and I know that this doesn't look like a lot to many of you, but I think that it is a milestone that's worth to be celebrated. And also I wanted to say a big thank you to each and every one of you that has supported my channel, my Instagram page, my little shop. It's been difficult, very difficult year. Having work was very much appreciated. So as a thank you, I'm going to give away one of my tote bags. And I have decided to give away this one, because this bag was the most liked one from all of my posts during 2020. So this is a big tote bag. The pattern for this bag is the Caravan Tote by Needlehead. It's a great pattern. It has a big slip pocket on the inside, and there is a zipper pocket on the front which has many dividers inside. And if you're interested in winning this bag, you can subscribe to my channel and comment below and telling me what is your most loved work in progress at the moment. Now, I have recently added a few new designs to the shop, and I wanted to share that with you. Design number 1 is this little bear here. These are all drawstring bags. It's basically this design here. And those bags inside are full of pockets. There are basically dividers for your needles here. There's a bigger pocket here and 2 big pockets on the other side. So this is design number 1. Those cute, there's a fox and a bear. There's this one that really reminds me of a painter's canvas somehow. And very, very beautiful colors. And then there are some waxed canvas ones. I have some new colors of waxed canvas. And I want to point out here that I wax the canvas myself. Where I live, I don't have access to waxed canvas, so I basically take canvas and I wax it myself. So there's a teal one. This is the berry color. This is probably my favorite, this forest green. And there is a plum color as well. I have been working on some new baskets as well, but not all of them are finished. And I will be adding things to the shop as I finish them. I think that this is all I have for you today. Take care, have fun, and happy knitting. Thank you for watching.